The Justice League in the original Aquaman movie? What? Oh, you already know this. What are you talking about? We've seen the concept art. We've seen the concept art. That's right. If you haven't seen the concept art, you've seen the concept art. Trust me, you've seen the concept art. Do I have to show you? All right, I'll show you the concept art. From Mr. Ed, Natividad, back in 2016. I mean, this is when things were really kicking into gear when it came to the DCEU. Zack Snyder was working on things, working on with Jim Lee, working, of course, with the guy with the ball cap. But, of course, we've seen this art before. I mean, this is crazy ridiculous. We're talking about Atlanteans attacking the surface people. And it just gets crazy. We've seen these right here. Look at all that. That's in black and white. It looks pretty cool. This one right here particularly was like interesting because we have the flying fox and we have Superman over here. If you don't think that's not Superman when it comes to Sydney, Australia, because you can recognize this over here when it comes to Sydney. But yeah, there he is. There's Superman right there. So at one point, yes, in fact, that they were going to have the Justice League a part of Aquaman. My theory when it came to this was the fact that it's like, well, they weren't confident in Aquaman. They weren't confident. That was seeing this and then seeing the new concept art, which I'm about to show you right now, just made me feel like, oh yeah, they weren't confident, so they were going to make it like Justice League 1.5. That's what they were going to do because they were just like, well, I mean, nobody likes Aquaman, but then Zack Snyder came in, cast Jason Momoa, and the rest is history. Here's the new art right here from Ed. That's right. Atlantean invasion. Look at that. Okay, so we got this Atlantean ship right here that looks kind of like I guess a crab. And then you got the Knightcrawler from Batman right here. That's right. So not only did the Flying Fox make it into the concept art, but so did the Knightcrawler. And I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know. That just came about right now. It was something new, so I thought I'd share with you guys. Pretty interesting stuff. Nothing crazy, guys. I just thought it would be, you know, something to share with you guys. But yes, originally, I guess they had the idea. And my theory, again, is the fact that they weren't confident enough when it came to Aquaman. So they were thinking that they were going to do like a Justice League 1.5. But then, of course, there could have been some of these concepts that would have been like more like, maybe this should be part of like an overall Justice League thing, which I think was going to be a part of it at 1.2. I mean, that's the thing. It's like you get these concepts, you get just dudes, people just in around a table or in a studio or something like that are just trying to figure out what's the best story to tell. I mean, obviously, when it came to those storyboards, when it came to Zach, Jim Lee, and of course Jeff Johns, that were working together on that wasn't going to end up being what was going to happen in Justice League 2 and 3. But, you know, there was going to be some Orm that was going to be involved, that there was going to be some kind of Legion of Doom thing, of course. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I could see them shooting for this and being like, well, I mean, we might as well. And one of those things, too, is just the fact that it's like, what do people always say when it comes to movies now that we've had Justice League, we've had the Avengers, is where are the other heroes? Where are the other heroes? When some kind of world event is happening, shouldn't they be showing up and just taking it on? That's the bad part, because in comic books, you didn't really have that issue. You didn't really have that issue so much, but when it comes to these movies now, and I think that's part of the problem, is like trying to have a contained story. Have that contained story where it's just within the world of the hero as opposed to the entire world. But it can be hard to not do that, especially when you have something like Aquaman. And then you got, you know, some pissed off Atlanteans who want to take out the humans. Kind of makes sense. But no, I just thought I'd show that just in case you guys didn't see it. Because, you know, what could have been. And I've seen some people even talk about, oh, what could have been. It would have been great. And I'm like, no, that wouldn't have been great. Because it just would have been, you know, you need to have your standard Aquaman story. And I think the first Aquaman did a good job of having that story. And basically set it up where Orm could be part of a bigger thing like a Legion of Doom thing. So anyways, guys, there you go. Love ya. Talk to you later.